What would you say you do here?
It's the Signal Chords, home of the Underground podcast. A podcast dedicated to up-and-coming bands, labels, artists, and more. Plug in and join your host, Brad Nunnery, as he dives deep into what the future of music has to hold and discover something new along the way. What else do you have to do?
Hey, it's Scott with Pulley. You listen to Single Chord, home of the Underground podcast.
We've been waiting for so long to do what it is we do. Keeping our eyes to the ground. Kicking down the doors unopened, fighting our way through. Finding this out on our own. We know what it's like to be alone. There's so much more to take in when you listen to these sounds. Torn apart by time, this story goes. Some 30 years ago from now, we had not much to say. Keeping our eyes to the ground. Kept it real, what we thought was real enough to us. Doing this all on our own. We know what it's like to be alone. There's so much more to take in when you listen to these sounds. The music never stops, it always goes. We've wanted to get out of this, at least what we put in. Torn apart by time is what we know.
That's a brand new music video from Pulley. It is called Torn Apart by Time. Many thanks to Scott Radinsky for recording that promo for us. Really do appreciate it, man. Now you can find that song off Split Personality, the Split EP with Fire Sale, released last year on Negative Progression Records. Two killer tracks by both bands. I highly recommend you check it out. I will put the link in the description for you to purchase if you want to. But if you want to stream Torn Apart by Time right now, you can do so on all streaming platforms. All right, what's up, everybody? My name is Brad Nunnery. Welcome to Signal Chords, home of the Underground podcast, Season 4, Episode 2, presented by my really good friend Jeff Small over at 1603 Designs. My guests tonight are Trevor and Ben. They are from the band A Wilhelm Scream. The band has a brand new record called Cheap Heat set to drop on February 27th on Creator Destructor Records. It's the follow-up from their 2022 Use Your Delusion record. So I'm super excited to talk to these guys all about what's been going on in Wilhelm Scream since then, as well as their new record. We're going to dive deep into some of the songs, the writing process, all that good stuff, as well as they have some tours lined up between now and September. It's going to be a busy year for this band. Like Japan and Australia, as well as a West Coast tour coming up very shortly with Death by Stereo. So we're going to talk all things the Wilhelm Scream. We're really looking forward to it. But right now, let's get into their music video for Let It Ride, and it's on Signal Chords, home of the Underground podcast.
Let's go, bright lights, big city. I'm gonna be the hero on the Miracle Mile. You gotta get down just a little. Dangerous times lift you up, and when the world gets with it, who do you trust? Who left you in the dirt? Parasites locked on me, feeding off my energy, stalking all my chorus lines. Vampires sucking up to me. Darkness hits the light. Hit the road, have to lie. Do you believe in nightmares? I
Trevor, A Wilhelm Scream. God, it's an honor that you guys are joining the podcast. Really appreciate you guys taking the time. I'm dead excited to talk about Cheap Heat and your new record, but I want to start off. I want to start off, and Trevor, this is to you because I know Ben, you just joined the band, but Trevor, you and I have a little history, dating back to 2003. Whether you know it or not, you don't really know it at all. But I used to work for the rock station here in Orlando, and I was a producer and co-host on a show called Against the Grain Saturday nights at midnight. We played punk, metal, and hardcore, and all the kind of stuff that you didn't hear on a day-to-day basis before Clear Channel / iHeart like killed all those specialty programming shows. So we get to play whatever we want to. We were in safe harbor. We could play curse words, all that kind of stuff, and so labels would always send us CDs, and Nitro Records sent us mute print. And I got it, and that's how I discovered you guys, because they sent me the CD, and I remember listening to it, thinking that this was amazing. And the funny thing about it is, it was all edited, and it was like a clean CD. It was a CD, and it was like they took all the lyrics, and so instead of like beeping it out or whatever, they reversed the vocals to where the curse words were.
Yeah.
So it was like like and but it was like so funny. I thought it was hysterical. And we would play Famous Friends and Passion Drunks, and did that, all that kind of stuff. And then Career Suicide came around, and we started playing that. So we've been playing to you guys since 2003. And then
thank you so much.
Yeah, in 2007 we disbanded, and they got rid of the program and all that kind of stuff. But I was the punk guy, and everybody else was the metal guys, and all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty cool to come full circle to right now in 2026 to talk to you after all these years of following the band and this podcast. So it's pretty cool. It's come full circle. So I'm stoked to talk to you guys. So figured I'd break the ice and tell you that little story.
Thank you so much. That's fucking awesome. Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for playing us on your radio show, man.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you guys got credit for it, because we had to play through everything through CD. So like normally when regular bands play, they play it through like the next gen system, whatever, and you could see how many rotations you got and all that kind of stuff. But we were like three metalheads, playing, mixing, putting CDs in like the slots and shit, and playing the songs and stuff. So it was like totally DIY, old school radio kind of a stuff, and it was really cool. So, but like I said, it's been really cool to get you guys on the podcast and talk about Ben, the new addition to the band. So thank you guys once again.
Hell yeah. Cheers, man.
Thanks, sir. I was stoked to be here.
Yeah.
So
I miss college. I miss college radio. It was like some of the best times.
Right.
Hanging out in the college radio station, just going through the CDs and seeing all the ones that everybody stole.
Yeah. It was funny because I was in the Navy, and they had like a radio station. It was just a microphone and a mixing board, but like the only places that listened to were like the gym and stuff. And it was like a 200 CD changer kind of a thing, and I was playing punk and stuff, and all these those meatheads that like don't know anything, they just want to listen to country or like the weirdest crazy shit, whatever. And I'm playing Strung Out, Suburban Teenage Wasteland Blues and stuff, and they're like, what the fuck is this? They're like, get this shit off the radio. And they kept on complaining because I was playing punk and metal and stuff, and so it was a short-lived career in the Navy. But it was pretty fun. So little funny story there.
Punks versus jocks. It's the never-ending battle.
All the guys were pumping iron and doing all that kind of stuff, and I was like, I had headphones on and talking on, to 20 people that are actually listening, and you know what I mean. I thought I was like a big star. I was like, I made it. I'm on the radio in the Navy, but it was actually just the guys in the gym. So that's what it was. All right, so let's talk about Cheap Heat. Let's get right into it. I'm super stoked for this record. I think it's a good day when a Wilhelm Scream puts out a record, because you guys don't spit out records year after year. You would take your time. You have a few years in between, because I'm sure you tour a lot, you play a lot of shows, and you do have a lot of shows lined up till September, and we're going to talk about that. But let's talk about this record, and and this will come out prior to the release, so we won't ruin everything for everybody, but what can everybody, I guess we'll start off, what can everybody expect with this new record compared to your catalog that you guys have out now?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. Well, we just dropped our third single today, and uh, man, that's probably that's probably the poppiest song we've had in a long time. And it's funny because like we've been teasing how it's like, oh, this is like the biggest ass kickery, like you know what I mean, like oh heavy, like heavy duty and stuff like that. So I guess to expect the unexpected. There's a lot of twists and turns on the album. But yeah, I mean, I think with Ben joining the band brought a great perspective. It's the reason why I thought of I got Tunnel Vision, because we dropped it today.
Yeah.
And when I looked at I watched the lyric video on YouTube and stuff and checked out the comments, and there was like a really awesome comment that I saw from a fan that was like, wow, this sounds like Heart Sounds with Wilhelm vocals.
Well, you got Ben here, so that's helping, right?
Yeah, and I was kind of like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I mean, that probably is the only if I thought about it, that is like the most Heart Sounds-esque riffage I think on the album, which I didn't even think about until like reading that comment, and I was like, yeah, you're right. Actually, like. It's almost like if Ben gave me a Heart Sounds demo and said, "Hey, Jeff, I could throw something."
Put way better vocals on it, please.
Yeah, maybe you're just channeling like what you heard, and you're like, it just reverberated in your head. You're like, I'm gonna write it like this, and maybe subconsciously, it came out, right?
Yeah. It's like, oh, Trev, throw some F-bombs on here.
Future faking this, I'm not whining you. I got tunnel vision, I got tunnel vision. My heart pounds through my chest by the time you show. I got tunnel vision, I got tunnel vision. We were put to the test, nevertheless we stay number one. I got tunnel vision, I got tunnel vision. And I'd be dead in the cemetery without you. I got tunnel vision whenever I see you walking the road.
It's funny because the comment right below the Heart Sounds comment was a dude saying like, oh, I don't know about like the point of view of Nuno. It's like, it seems like the point of view of a narcissist. And I was like, ding, 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 motherfucker.
We got to find out that guy's handle, because I will respond to him. Yeah.
Yeah. Very fucking, Perceptive. Thank you, Ben. Yeah, very fucking, very perceptive, man. Yeah, because that's exactly what I had in mind when I was writing it.
That's awesome. That's funny how it comes together. And Ben, let's talk about you. Let's talk about like how you got associated with the Wilhelm Scream, and how you got into the band, and how they how everything went down and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I've been a fan since 2004 or so. I forget the exact month or year, but it was around then that Laura and I from Heart Sounds and Light the City first heard Mute Print through our buddy Trevor from the Black Dahlia Murder, rest in peace. But he sent us the record in email, and we lost our minds and fucking, became obsessed. And then we would go see them while Light the City was a band, and then when Heart Sounds started, we played shows together, and Wilhelm took us on tour. And then, flash forward to 2019, I put out some of their records, or I reissued their old records on Creator Destructor, and then put out Lose Your Delusion, then fill in for them on tour for Jason before he left the band, and then joined the band. So it was like a weird natural series of different, events throughout the last 20 years, but we've known each other for that long and stuff.
And so your first show, was it a live show, or did you have any like rehearsals as like a band before you went out, or how did that work?
Yeah, luckily we got to practice like a little bit in New Bedford before that first tour I filled in for them on. It was a European tour for a couple weeks. And yeah, we definitely practiced, but I also practiced my ass off for like 2 months before it, because I was petrified of like fucking anything up,
Yeah, I mean, it was like it's got to be like intimidating, right? Joining a band that's been around since 2003. I mean, you might be friends with them and stuff, but now here you are. You got to play the riffage. You know what I mean? Like they're not
Yeah.
easy riffs to play. I would imagine for any guitar player, because every time I listen to it, I'm like, how do they? And that's another thing we could talk about here down the line, because it's just the craziness of the guitars and how you guys all make it work and syncopate everything. It's incredible, and that's one of the key things about a Wilhelm Scream.
Yeah. Well, people like that, they'll love this new record. But
Yeah.
it was crazy, But now it's like, flash forward 200 plus shows or whatever with the band, like it's all ingrained in there. But at first I was like, whew, and now I feel fully comfortable. But yeah, man, it's just been great. And Trev was talking about tunnel vision. That was a bunch of riffs I handed over, showed the guys for that song, and I tried intentionally actually to not like make anything sound like hard sounds. Like I know I'm writing melodic punk music, but I also know that the tricks that hard sounds used, and I try to avoid some of those and use Wilhelm kind of tricks and just write like I'm in Wilhelm. So it's funny that people still think. I mean, I guess you can't avoid what you write naturally. What it sounds like.
Right.
But
it comes from your heart. So
yeah. To me, it's a compliment because it's a stamp of like, oh, I guess I have a sound or something. But anyway, I mean, yeah, like Trev said, that's the lightest song on the record. So, and the lyrics might be the most braggadocious in some way on that record. So,
the lyrics are the hardest.
The lyrics are ice cold. But no, man, it's been awesome. It's been really cool and very smooth transition into the band, and it's been a dream come true. So.
Yeah, and it's so funny because I did not know until I got the press kit, that you had joined the band, and I didn't know that you were new to the band, and I'm like, okay, great, let me put on the first track, and I put on the first track, and if there's any way to announce your presence, is the first track. I mean that the two the two guitars in the opening track. If there's any opening track, that's it. That's like making your mark right there. It's like one of the most incredible intros to a melodic hardcore band. You know what I mean? And it almost like, are they going metal?
Nice.
Like, did they go to like what happened here? You know what I mean? Like you don't know where you're going to go with it, and that's one of the really cool things that I want our your fans to kind of realize before the record drops is like pay attention to that first track, because it's going to set it off for the rest of the record, right? Because I do notice a lot more of that technical kind of stuff on this record, and maybe you don't think so, but I'm like, I could tell that you guys are doing a lot more different things. Is that kind of after doing it all these years, are you trying to always improve on yourself and improve on these songs, or over achieve what you haven't done yet? Or do you even look at it that way, or do you just kind of go, just let the songs make themselves and how you play? How do you guys view writing those songs?
I definitely look at it that way. I always feel like it's where ever since the beginning of the band, really, we're trying to outdo the last thing we did, and that's like really like a big deal to us. Like at least to me, it's a big deal to me. Like to be like compare because we don't compare ourselves to other bands, because that's like foolish.
Right. Yeah.
Like, but we constantly compare. I constantly compare ourselves to our former selves and our potential future selves, like constantly. Like it's like a thing where you know you there's a certain degree. I mean, we do write songs and just be free and just let them be, but it's hard to not like take a look at it and say, all right, is this fucking kicking ass? Like, are we entertaining the living shit out of ourselves because we should be? And you're not going to entertain yourself by writing the same shit every time, or writing the same like whatever, like it's all about pushing it forward and just trying to push the genre forward, because I think at some point in time, some bands drop the ball with that, and we've always like tried to. I think trying to outdo yourself is like a healthy thing. I think it's a good thing, and I think it's like, we're always like Nick, every time we do a new album, Nick takes steps forward as a drummer because we're constantly throwing new shit at him to do, that he's not is not in his wheelhouse, is that it's not his comfortability level. Like, like we're constantly doing that. And that also kind of goes hand in hand with like the riffage, because like it is a guitar riff based band, and so trying to have something, you know, basically we're not gonna write the next king is dead, you know what I mean? And if you ask me, it's like, fuck that song. You know what I mean? Like I wrote that song. Great. Fuck that song. You know what I mean? Like like how about the next song? You know what I mean? It's all about the next song, Like, and it's always been that way, like for us. Like I remember in the early days, we would we would write songs, right? And then we'd release stuff, right? This is like the real early days, like the Smack and Isaiah and going into the Wilhelm days. We'd put out a record or whatever, and then we'd play a show. We'd play all fucking new songs, like shit that wasn't even like we just put out of the record. You know what I mean? And like I look back at those days and I'm like, yeah, that's like that shit is white hot. Like that band is white hot right now, like because like it's all about the creativity and like what's the next. So yeah, that's
I mean,
definitely, I don't know, that's
yourself, right?
it's part of the juice for me.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about. Because honestly, like what's the point if you're not, we're doing this for the art. We don't do this for the money. If it was about money, we would get other jobs that made fucking mad money, trust me. You know what I mean? Like we're smart dudes, like like so yeah, this is very much like about like this journey of musical exploration, like where could we go, where could we take this? I want to look back at a career where every album, maybe it's not everybody's cup of tea, but you gotta fucking respect every album because how much detail and how much work went into all that shit. Like maybe things could be, like I said, not your cup of tea, or it's like, oh, that's a little cringy, oh, they did that, whatever. But we're a band that has no rules. Our genre fucking has no rules. We are genre-less. We're in an island unto ourselves. It sounds crazy to say that, but it's fucking true.
Yeah.
It's like a responsibility that we feel,
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's one of the great things that that endeared me to you guys, because I think that you guys had created your own sound, and I think a lot of bands that are coming up nowadays are not so much mimicking it, or they're drawing a lot of influences off it, and you guys have spawned that like metal, almost like System of a Down, like when I say System of a Down, like just like the Tourette's, kind of like you never know where the guitars are going, you never know where the bass is going. It's kind of like one of those, like it always takes you on a journey, and it's like one of those things, like with the Wilhelm Scream, for me, and I'm sure a lot of listeners, like I have to sit down and prepare because I know what I'm going to get into, and there's so much to listen to. If it's Brian's bass and the noodling around that he's been doing on this new record is incredible. He's definitely taken it up a notch too, and I've always loved his bass lines. I'm a bass connoisseur. I love everything bass, and just listen to hearing that. But like how you guys match everything together to where it's like it doesn't make sense, but then it does. And it's like it's hard to put a pulse on it to where it's like, like when are they going to go in the bridge? When are they going to go to the chorus? Like you have no idea what's going to go on, and that's the ride it takes. And that's what I love about your band, because it's not predictable. And then like you know what you're going to expect with a Wilhelm Scream. You expect that. It takes me a couple days to actually really get into that song, because I want to analyze every single thing that the bass player is doing, every single thing the guitar player is doing, what Nuno's saying. You know what I mean? And like how that reflects. It's just that's one of the terms of endearment for you guys, and you guys have built your own genre for sure, and wear that flag proud, for sure.
Wow, thanks, man. Yeah,
thank you.
It's interesting. I was gonna touch on it, like this record for sure, like it's definitely fierce. Like out of the 10 songs, like 8 of them are like fast, and the other 2 are still banging. They're not slow songs, but they're mid tempo.
Right.
So it's like 80% fast. But like, to me, there's also, I think why Wilhelm, you know, why I was a fan to begin with, and why people continue to, you know, to be fans for our whole career and will support us till we stop, you know, is that like, you know, there always has to be songwriting under there. Like there's a technicality can only go so far, you know, like, so upping the bar and stuff. It's like, to me, it's always it's a tightrope walk of like, yeah, you want to whip out some new tricks and flash and always give them that. But there's some bands in all genres, I guess, of extreme music, you know, whether it's punk, metal, whatever, that push too far. And it's like, then it's ripped soup.
It loses people.
It's too shreddy. It loses the emotion, loses the heart, you know? Yeah. So like, but I definitely think it's like one of the most ripping records for sure. You know, it's a shred fest, you know? So yeah.
Does it get any easier, you know, after doing it for so long, and Ben, you being in multiple bands and working with A Wilhelm now, and Trevor, your history with A Wilhelm, does the recording process get easier now that, because I know you're producing, you're recording and mixing it, you know, other bands and bands that are coming up and all that kind of stuff, with your skills and all that kind of stuff over the years, has it just become super easy and you just kind of casually get things together, you know, drink a cup of coffee and I'll just noodle around and create this massive riff because I've been doing it for like, you know, 30 years? Or is it that there's songs on there that you're like, this is taking me forever to figure out? Or is it somewhere in between when you guys write?
Oh shit. Did you freeze up, Joe?
Excuse me. Yeah, I'm back.
You're back.
Is everything working? You can guys hear me?
Good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, well, there's always songs that are like, oh fuck, this is hard to play. Like you know, or hard to arrange, I should say. Some of these songs are so hard to arrange. Like I remember I think Midnight Ghost, the first single off the record. I remember the direction that song took. Holy shit, dude. Like we could listen to it, right? If I wish I had it queued up, the demo where
Actually,
we went with it, because it's
I'll
like,
play the music video right. I'll play the music video right now. We'll cut to it and then we'll come back and we'll you know, whatever.
It's time to live to make dice. Look on the corpse, wait until it's dry. Still up, not out of the woods, not out of behind you last so long. Creeping out everyone you know. Flip on the dance floor line to the same sad beat you walk alone. Traumatized, you will form a life. Stay high to survive the lows. But a deep depression taught a deeper lesson. Time to reap what the fuck you sow. While you stalk my world with evil eyes, look back and laugh 'cause I survived by crossing the power line. Energized by the midnight
but there's like a demo when we were writing it, when Brian and Ben and myself were like first writing it and working on it. Like, you know, it kind of it went on that, like, the same kind of journey that it did, but then we went to this kind of like Weezer territory. I don't know what the fuck we did. It was like Not a Surf or something like that. It turned into a Not a Surf song at the end.
Yeah.
Like, and then we were like, and we were looking at each other like, what the fuck just happened? And we're like, I don't know, like, yeah, right. And I'm like, guy, you know, we're kind of looking at each other like, well, we like it, but we know this isn't right. Whatever the hell this happened, you know what I mean? It was very linear, meaning like, meaning we drove down a road that we did not know how to get the fuck back off of. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was like so trippy, and I was like, fuck. Yeah, but I mean, at least the road that we ended up on was like mega catchy and you know, or whatever. Yeah. But I think that when we're writing a song, I think like there's always a thing where, I don't know if it's like this for all bands, but for our band, something that I always do, like for our band, is I'm always kind of like, oh yeah, like while we're writing it, oh yeah, like this is our this is our in the Midnight Ghost case, I was saying, oh, this is our Monday Night Football song, guys. This is what they're gonna play at fucking like halftime at halftime Monday Night Football, you know. You know, so those moments are always like super fun, you know. But like the writing process this time around was like a little bit different than other times because we decided to do like destination writing sessions, you know, like, you know, because, you know, everybody has like life responsibilities and stuff like that. Like everybody has like mega busy schedules and families and stuff like that. So, you know, and also it's like that Gene Simmons quote that I heard that I'm going to misquote, but like, if you're waiting around for like inspiration to strike you, then what you'll be waiting forever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, put the work in, punch the clock in. And ultimately that's always what it comes down to, right? I mean, it's like fucking putting in the work, you know, and for like songs like we make, because we've set the precedent for kind of songs that we make, you know, the kind of arrangements that we do, they take kind of a long time to make, in terms of hours. So what we did was we were like, yo, all right, let's come to the studio for a week, just write riffs, write songs, bounce things off of each other, literally pass the guitar around type thing. You know what I mean? Or all three of us playing it, you know, at once, but it's like, oh, what riff you got? Oh, sick. What riff you got? You know what I mean? And kind of like, you know, like like building songs that way. And then having those demos to like, you know, marinate on for a while. And then we're like, all right, let's do it. Let's, you know, and Ben spearheaded this. Ben, you know, I'll let Ben talk about it, but like, you know, next one, it's like, all right, next one, let's do in LA. All right, next one, let's do here, you know?
So you guys are all together. Ben, are you sending files over to Trevor, or you make sure that you're in the studio with everybody and getting together?
Yeah, I would write and demo stuff, riffs at home, but I wouldn't send it to them until I would wait till be with them in the studio to present it, you know, like a PowerPoint. You guys, hey, I want to see their faces when I play them the riff or whatever, even if it's a shitty demo. But like, but no, because I'm in California and Brian's in Canada, like it just made the most sense to get this thing done in a reasonable time to like do these 10-day boot camp sessions, which we probably ended up doing about 5 of them. I think two in Joshua Tree in the desert, and then the other 3 in New Bedford. And it's just like Trev said, like it's just about putting in the work, which just means hours. It doesn't mean years, you know. Bands take years.
Yeah.
When a band takes, you know, Guns N' Roses or whatever, Winter Sun or any of these bands that take a long time, it's like they're not in the practice space every week working on that thing. You know what I mean? So it's just it's about the hours. So we just decided, fuck it, let's go, you know, 9 a.m. to
power through it, right?
10 days in a row. And going to a place like Joshua Tree was cool for all of us, but especially the New Bedford guys, because it's just like, you know, no distractions at all. You know, like, you know, they're not at their home base, so you don't have to walk your dogs, you don't have to whatever. You know what I mean? Like you could just wake up, live, breathe, eat lyrics and riffs. You know, and it kind of lent to the attitude, the energy of the record too, which was just this kind of let's go. But yeah, I mean, dude, some songs on any record with any band, some songs are going to be mountains to climb, you know, you're just like, God, I'm good. We're going to get it, man. Or, you know, and others just come smoother. Like there's some songs on the record that just came a little smoother. It was just like, oh yeah, the riffs flew into one another, like the hooks, whatever. Other songs, you're like, damn, man, like how, there's a song called High All Day that didn't make the record, and it's awesome. And we recorded it all, no vocals yet. But there's a point in that song that I think Trev and I probably spent 6 hours straight. And I think Brian was there too, but we were just trying to figure out we ended up in a different key. And we were like, how in the hell do we get back to this other key? And we tried so many transitions and so many things. We're like, nothing sounds natural, you know what I mean? But we ended up solving the issue. I forget how. But it's like, it was seriously just like a Rubik's Cube. You're just like, there's got to be a way. There's only 12 notes. There's got to be a way. But yeah, so
there's only so far you can go up and down the neck, right? Like you gotta figure it out. It's got to be a lot easier than this, right?
Well, it's just strange because you'll naturally get to a place and you realize you can't get out of it naturally. It's odd, but anywho, you know.
Yeah, that is that could be an issue for sure. But I like that idea of you guys all just like boot camp, just get it all out, because there is, with technology today and being able to send files and record a whole album, or just send files over, and just one guy in a studio just puts everything together, you lose some of that kind of it'll still sound great. Don't get me wrong, but like there's something intangible that you can't really put a finger on. Like it's just missing something. And if you have that almost live energy, and I feel that in this record, and that's one of the cool things about Cheap Heat is I feel that you guys are all firing on all cylinders, and I could definitely tell Ben's place in the band as well too, and the songs, and I love that you guys did it that way, and I think that's the old school way of doing it, and that's what I love doing it, because not only it makes the songs better, but it makes probably your relationships a lot better, right? Because if Ben's in Canada and if Brian's in Canada and Ben, you're in California, and Trevor, you're in Mass, it's just like it's hard, and like then you go out on tour and you haven't talked to each other in 6 months. Like, how are your dogs? How are your kids? How's your wife? How, you know what I mean? It's just like, but you get out there and you bond, you sweat with people, and there's a bond there, and and I think that carries over in the tour life and relationships for sure. I think, I don't know, I could be wrong, but what do you guys think?
Totally.
No, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because obviously the ideal situation is that, we all live in the same neighborhood, and we go to, we walk over to the jam space every day and write a song every day. I mean, that would be sick. You know what I mean? But so we do so be able to do like the next best thing, which is say, okay, like, let's do a week, let's bust out a week straight and see what we can get done. We can set goals for ourselves, but we can also just let it fly, and I think also like having these little trips also is pretty cool, because it's also like it was like a little something to kind of look forward to, where where you say, oh yeah, like, okay, yeah, I could definitely see this, um oh yeah, I came up, yeah, this idea, this idea that I've been kind of working on. All right, I can't wait to sing, that, you know what I mean? I can't wait to sing this lyric in front of Ben and in front of Nuno for the first time, and see what they say, to that, and just like Ben was saying, with the instant reactions, that kind of stuff is awesome. And it's like when you're trading MP3s around, that's cool too. That's cool, and that's fine. But it's also kind of tough, because it's like, it's a lot easier if you could just ask Ben or Brian, like, hey, how's your riff go? Can you show me how that goes?
Yeah.
It's like,
exactly,
oh yeah,
right.
just like that, Trev. Trev, I actually do this. It makes it a little easier for me. Oh, cool. Yeah, all right. What if I do it up here if you're already doing that? You know what I mean? So like,
yeah,
that kind of stuff is kind of difficult to do, like when you're just listening to a pre-recorded thing that's at full speed.
Sure.
Because when we make our demos, we're trying to impress our bandmates. You know what I mean? We're trying to like inspire, and say like, not like, here's what my idea could be. It's, no, here's what my idea is. Here's the speed of it. Here's the intensity of it, et cetera, et cetera. So, to be able to do this, not every band gets to do it. Even bands like mid-level size bands like us, like, even they don't really have that opportunity to do it, because they don't, one of their band members doesn't own a record label, like one of their band members doesn't own a studio, you know what I mean? That, like, so like,
and they need to do that,
like,
by out of necessity.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. and it's like trading the things. And like I said, that's cool, and there's something there's definitely something to be said for that. But I remember listening to some demos that like when we first started doing like Pro Tools demos and stuff back in the day. I think it's when we first started like recording our own albums. And so I think it was like the EP that we did. And I remember Mike Sapina had made a Pro Tools demo. And I remember when I first heard it, I was like, holy shit, man, like this sounds better than our band. Like it was almost like it was almost like, holy fuck, like
it's almost too good.
Yeah. It kind of. Yeah. It was like I was listening to like some kick-ass music, and it was a song called Bulletproof Tiger, and it was also in it was also in drop C tuning.
Okay.
And which was something we've never done before, like introduce like a new thing for us. So but I remember hearing that demo, and then I was like shit, I could tell that Mike put so much effort into that demo. Like so much effort in that demo that I was thinking on it, and I was like, there's so much work. There was bass too. He put bass on there too. And like, I don't know if you've heard our bass player, but like, I'm not going to demo bass on a fucking dude. I have the best bass player in punk rock, bro. Like, what am I going to, I'm not going to put, what am I going to do? Right. Hey, Brian, here's the root notes. Here's a little fucking here's a little Mike Dirt moment for you. That's not you know what I mean? So like it was like almost like a lot of the decisions were sort of made. So like which was also fine. Like we added our things, and I put like some of my favorite lyrics and like melodies on Bulletproof Tigers. It became like a Wilhelm song. That one of my favorites that I love, but it was the demo that made me say to myself, wait a minute, make it sound good, but don't box your bandmates in a corner where they can't write their own shit, So like, when Ben wrote that, so like, for me, I wanted to get back to the attack of the band that was more like Thin Lizzy rather than like rhythm guitar player and lead guitar player, because that's the sound of Wilhelm. The sound of Wilhelm is like the Thin Lizzy, Iron Maiden, At the Gates, In Flames type of guitar thing. So where everyone in the band is playing lead something. We're all leads. We're all lead guitar, right? So like with Ben, with this stuff, like when Ben would do I would get into like learning Ben's riff, but learning it inverted. So like it's the same riff, but played differently, giving a different tone that enhances the sound, but we're not doing the same exact part.
Yeah, see, that's how I always wondered how you guys, you guys are doing 9 million things at once. Both of you guys are, and like and you're explaining exactly how that's like how that happens. Like it's so crazy how you're able to do that. What you're saying there.
It's like the Jerry Cantrell thing, like Jerry Cantrell in Alice in Chains. He's the one guitar player in the band, right? Like, he doesn't want like his riffs to sound like a bunch of different people playing at once, right? So what he would do is he would multi-track, and he would like quad track and everything, maybe even more than quad track. But each layer that he would do would be like almost like an inversion of the previous riff that he had already tracked. So he would do like the riff that has like all the beef to it, then another one that has all the high stuff to it, and then another one that had like something else going on to it, and then all of it together made this like wall of sound that still sounded like one dude. I wanted to take that approach with like some of the riffs that Ben was bringing, like in some of the songs, like Fell Off and Run for instance, on the new record, like where the main riff of the song would have been what Ben brought, which would be in the left speaker. So then what I would do on the right side is try to play something that was complementary to his, to his riff, that would kind of complete that chord. If he had more fingers, it were more frets on his guitar, what would that sound like, and have that come out stereo. So that was a lot of fun figuring all that shit out, figuring out that stuff in the desert and everything, to try to make the songs a lot more a little bit more rich, a little bit more like complex feeling, like a it's all about the feel, right? Like making it feel a certain way. So that was really fun. It's also a really fun thing to do, like the yin to the yang. Because if I was just a Ben's part, when it came down to recording, I would say, yo, Ben, play that on my guitar for this other side. Because what gets tighter than that? Why would I even bother? You know what I mean? His riff is like boom, in Fell Off's the one that I remember that saying, So yeah, I don't know how I went out down that tangent, but this must be like this is a long podcast, huh?
No, it's all good. No, because
it's gonna be long when I'm done with it.
No, it's all good. It's gonna make the editing process for me really fun. Wink, wink. No, it's all good. Any opportunity to talk to you guys
cut out anything that's boring that I'm saying, please.
No. This is all exciting to me, and I know bands that aspire to these younger bands that want some kind of tricks and trades of how you guys pull off that sound kind of ideal, and everybody takes their own little samples and say, oh, I can do it this way. I haven't thought the way that Trevor thought about it, or the way that Ben thought about it, or whatnot. Everything's important when you're making music, and being a fan of music and understanding where your headspace is at, how you guys make those, because that was always I play bass very horribly. I don't even say I play bass, but I noodle around when I have a couple beers. But it's just like trying to learn. I'm not a music guy. I don't know scales and all that kind of stuff. But I'm a fan. I'm an ultimate fan, and I know like how difficult it is to kind of pull off that. And I'm getting a question together right now, and the reason why I say that is because like you have all these songs, right? Like how many songs do you have in your catalog at this point? Probably over 100, right? At least over 100 songs. And how do you remember every single thing that you did, and every single all that kind of stuff? Is it just being around for so long and playing those songs for so long kind of a deal? I would imagine having to go back to those older songs and going like, what the hell was I doing? Just because they are so complicated in nature, as far as, how you and the previous guitar players worked and how you and Ben are working now. Is it difficult for you to go back to some of those songs, or is it, kind of easy for you now, or somewhere like in between? When you go and you play these shows that you're going to be doing here in the next few months?
Yeah, for me, like it's sometimes it'll be tough. Like whoa, where did I play that? But then once I get that one note, it's like the muscle memory just takes over. It's like muscle memory of like songs that you haven't played in like 20 something years, and that kind of comes. I mean, I've probably written the bulk of our music in the band, like I'm not, I've obviously had a ton of help and everything like that, but like as far as like just like here's the song, guys, like probably the majority. So like most of them like are a part of me because they came from me, like there's tendencies of like riffage and stuff that I would do, like going back to like the Smack and Isaiah days that I still do today, like that. Just something about holding the guitar and playing, like what feels right when I do it. Like what felt right then still feels right today,
Yeah.
So those are always the not the benchmarks, but like the little, the checkpoints for me. Once there's always something in all of these songs, just like, oh, there's my comfortability,
Yeah.
and
Right.
so that's kind of where it comes from. And like, I take any, I've taken like a guitar lesson. I don't know any scales at all. I know the names of a couple chords, like, honestly, and I'm not like saying that like in a proud way or whatever. Like, I've always used the instrument of guitar not as something that has like necessarily brought me joy, other than the fact that it helped write songs. Like, if I could have written songs on drums, I would have stayed playing drums, honestly, if that would have made sense. But it just didn't make
Right.
sense. So like,
Yeah.
everything I do is like, oh, I do it here. Like, I understand, like, when our tablets get made, when the sheet happens, folks do like transcribe the thing, and we get it back. Like, a lot of the times when I don't know how to read them, they send me like MIDI things, so it sounds like MIDI music, like do like
Right.
but
Right.
in MIDI, But
Yeah.
as far as like
Yeah.
where my hands go on the or the shapes that I'm making or whatever, like, I would discover then that, oh shit, it's actually like where they thought the song is played, is the quote unquote is the correct way that it would be done. It's very correct, but it wasn't. But it's not the way that I did it. So it sounds
Should
different
be. Yeah.
where I do it on the guitar neck. It's the difference
Right.
between like doing a chord down here and doing a chord down here, but tuning this string D and opening. You know what I mean? And
Right.
and
Right.
shit like that. So, but like, honestly, like, music theory never interested me like in the least bit. Like, as far as guitar and shit like that, like in writing songs, it
Really.
just never have. I just don't. I just have ADD
Right.
like crazy
Yeah.
about it, and
Yeah.
like, ever since, like, isn't like the guitar guy, then I was the guy behind the drum kit, um, pushing the song along, push the song along. Oh, this is how, let's do it. Let's do the next change here. Let's do the next change there. Honestly, it was only because like a guitar player that we had at one time like cursed me out at band practice because I showed him my riff, and just said like, quit
Really.
the, like, threw a notebook at me, told me fuck you, and like quit the band, like when I was like
Really.
17. That's when I was like, oh shit, maybe I should just play guitar instead.
Right. Right.
That's
Well, it's
essentially
those
what kicked
lessons
it
that you
off.
learn, right?
Yeah.
All right. So let's wrap up the album with a couple questions. I'm gonna put you guys in the hot seat as far as Cheap Heat is concerned. Live or Die. I'll start with you, Ben. All right. So best song that you're most proud of, and best song that you think that fans will really enjoy. One that you personally enjoy, and one that you think the fans will really enjoy.
Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, I feel corny saying I think they're gonna like all of them. They're all good songs, but okay.
Good answer.
My my current my current favorite is Poison 2, the closer of the record.
Okay.
Just real cool song, just real powerful. But man, what do I think the fans are gonna lose their minds over? I think when they hear the first two songs on the record, it's gonna knock them on their asses. Like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind
That's
of
what it did to me for sure.
style. Like, yeah, just that 1-2 punch of like, woo, So
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited. Like, I wish I could be a fly on the wall for every single one of our fans' reactions to when they get through the second song.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But honestly, dude, it changes. Like this, that's what's fun about this record. Is like when I re-listen, in the time since we finished it, yeah, it's like it's different songs are my favorite week to week. So yeah,
And that's music though, right? Like, it's like you tell me, what your 5 favorite bands or 5 favorite albums are, right? I can tell you what they are right now. Or what was your top 10 for 2025. I'll tell you that. And then next week, I discovered, I'm like, oh man, I totally forgot about that record. All right, well, scratch that and you move that over here. It's always an evolutionary thing. Like you can never like pin down like a favorite song. So Trevor, right now, as you sit right here, a week before the record comes out, your favorite track and one that you can't wait to play live in front of people, or they could be both the same song. It's not a trick question.
Okay. I think my favorite right now. Well, my favorite for a while has been "Let It Ride." Just something about that song. Ever since we've like when Ben brought like the music for that. Like ever since that, like it's been like I just love that song so much. I don't know. It's just like it feels good. So I always say that one, but the Scumbag Grift, I'm very proud of because Ben, myself, and Brian basically went riff for riff, writing writing that like and my plan from the very beginning was to fit vocals into that rather than fit the music into like the vocals or the whatever, like the vocal being king or whatever. And
Sure.
it was a puzzle that I had like challenged myself to do for like a year. And there's so many moments that I'm like really like, yeah, fuck yeah. Like, I'm like really stoked that like,
Yeah.
that came about. And I like the grittiness of it and the pissed offedness of it. I think I know the fans are gonna love Somebody's Gonna Die. I think they're gonna love that right away. And that's by design.
Is it? Yeah.
That's fucking right by design.
Yeah, that's got to be you're open, like like maybe not for since it's a new release, but like I could see a couple tours from now, like that's your opening, like the curtain comes down, you're both of you guys are fucking noodling or whatever, you know what I mean? The curtain comes down and shit, and like everybody's like, oh hell yeah, it's about to fucking go off, That's like one of those songs that get you amped. That would be one song that like I would love to see you play at the very beginning or at the very end as well. It's a good end song as well.
Yeah. See when this this music thing, like fucking there's arts and crafts, right? That song's crafts.
Yeah,
it's just fucking crafts. So
love it.
Yeah, so I hope they like what was serving up.
Yeah, well,
I think they're gonna like it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we'll go ahead, Ben.
Oh no, I was just gonna say it's funny. Earlier you mentioned System of a Down as a reference, and that was actually kind of a reference in Scumbag Grift, at least like vocally or maybe just musically too, for those verses of the song. Particularly, It's like we have to capture this like almost like circusy musical, like quote unquote musical, like show tuney heavy thing, where it's like where Trev actually used System of a Down as a reference, which is funny because that you mentioned that, because some songs of ours for sure, some parts are just do have that kind of like, I don't know how to describe that energy, kind of frantic.
No, it's like Tourette. It's like Tourette's. It's like Tourette's. It's like musical Tourette's. It's like you're trying to follow along. You're like, okay, when's the chorus coming up? Like, I can't get me off this ride. When's the chorus coming? Then then Nuno belts it out, and you're like, oh. And then once he does, it's like. It's great because it's melodic, Nuno's like melodic as all hell, and Trevor, your voice like you complements him as well because you both have like different styles and stuff, but you blend it as well too. You're like, is Nuno singing or is that Trevor? Like I have to like actually like listen at certain times because it's like one of those things. When I saw the video for was it Let It Ride or Let It Ride, it was like one of those where like, oh shit, that was Trevor. I had to see the video for me to like say, oh shit, okay, that was his part. All right, that's cool. And it's like I'm always learning shit, with you guys and who's doing what and all that kind of stuff. But I love the new record. Can't wait for people to hear it. So the last thing I want to talk about is tours. You got some shows lined up. First tour is with Death by Stereo, right over the West Coast that you guys are doing. Talk about that run.
Yeah, Death by Stereo and Doomsday is opening up the tour. Super
Nice.
sick crossover thrash metal band from the Bay. Also on Creator Destructor, but it's a cool tour, man. It's going to be super, super fun. Like, super fun show. All the bands rip. It'll be an evening of fast, fun music. And yeah, that starts in Phoenix and goes all the way up to Vancouver and down to California and all that. But and then on to Australia and Japan, doing some headlining stuff there.
Wow. How awesome is it to play Australia and Japan? Is it as awesome as it sounds? Because I know that
Yeah.
Japan goes off. Like people like yearn for American like punk kind of stuff over there. I know they do, and I know Australia is same way, right? Has to be.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I'll put it this way. Australia parties like this, all right? Like last time we were there, I put my leg up on the monitor all the time to like, it's just my comfort position up there with my guitar, especially for real riffy riffs. But anyways, I was doing like a guitar solo or some hard part, and some drunk dude just puts his like glass beer pint like on my resting knee, and inevitably it falls over all over my pedal board and everywhere. And then I'm like, fuck, man, shit, dude, come on, man, I'm right, and then he's like, he's laughing, and then 10 seconds later he does it again. He just grabs another beer and puts it. So they party, they have a good time.
Yeah.
But Japan too, they're both awesome places. But
yeah,
I haven't been to Japan with Wilhelm yet, but Wilhelm is heavily embraced in Australia. They show up and turn out. They rule.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I saw you've got some other shows with Bad Religion and like there's one show that you're playing with like Rise Against the Bayfest in August. The Road to Bayfest was Strung Out, Less Than Jake, Dropkick Murphys. I mean, that out in Italy, that shit's stacked. I mean, that's a stacked if you're a fan of punk, and oh man, Italy would be great to see all you guys play all on one bill, man.
I hear that one's on a beach. I hear
Is it really?
Yeah. It is. Yeah. We played it. Yeah, we played it. We played it years ago. It's gorgeous.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Now, with touring and stuff, is it still like getting older? And probably one of my final questions, with you guys being in bands for so long and getting older and families and stuff, is it harder to do? I mean, you guys are going to be busy until September, and all that kind of stuff. Is it still as fun as it was when you were first starting off? And, if there's something that, when you're the age you are now, and if you could say something to your earlier self, like give advice of like, hey, watch out for this, or don't, come and do, what would you guys say to yourselves, your younger selves when you're starting off? And, because there was a time where you guys weren't playing Japan and Australia and all that kind of stuff. What would you like scream and holler at yourself saying, hey, don't forget to bring the, whatever, the dude wipes or, whatever the fuck it is, you know what I mean? What would you say?
You want to go start it off, Trev?
I don't know. What do you got, Ben?
Okay, I think well, to me, honestly, it's the most fun thing ever, and like, especially as I've gotten older, I'm a little younger than the other guys, but I've still been doing this, 20 years touring and stuff, and it's only gotten better, dude. Like, obviously, the shows like Wilhelm Scream is an amazing band with amazing fans to play, to play with, but just at this age, I like it more and more. I appreciate it way more.
Awesome.
Like I was doing it throughout my teens and 20s because it's the dream I wanted to live. But you don't really know who you are at 21. You're still kind of a kid, and and even at 30, you don't totally know. You know what I mean? So it's like the older. So now I'm gonna be 38, and even just doing the last 20 years, man, it's like I get more excited now. Because you start to realize what the real world is, and it's just a lot of bullshit.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work and just boring bullshit. Yeah. And so it's like, when you're younger, you kind of delude yourself into thinking like, maybe I do want this, that, or the other thing, or secure. And, to me, there's nothing that beats the high of playing a show every night. Like, that's the coolest. I'll trade whatever for that,
Yeah, absolutely.
What about you, Trev? I don't know. We have fun, dude. Trev and I have fun on tour. We all do, but.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. We have a fucking great time, dude. Like, that's what I mean. That's job number one. Like, gotta have a good time, because if not, like it's like, all the tough parts about it will eat you alive if you don't
yeah.
try make sure that you're enjoying it and enjoying the moment. I don't know. I get like the advice I would give over the years. I don't know. I guess like stay the course, keep just believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself and your own band, like nobody else is gonna, man. This is the
Right.
entertainment
100%.
business, man.
Yeah.
Like nobody gives a fuck about you or your band, like no one. You like I feel like in some of my younger age, like I had sort of like a cynical view of things, and it's like, but at the same time, it was kind of right, we are all we have, like when we're out there, so that's what that's what yeah, just keep I'd say keep doing what you're doing, you know what I mean? Keep being, you know, keep being good to people, you know what I mean? It always comes back to you, man, tenfold. Like if you put negativity out in the world, that shit's gonna come back to you, man. If you put positivity into people that like support you, man, take it from me, man. Like I get amazing messages from people randomly every fucking day telling me, encouraging me, I'm 46 years
That's
old, bro.
awesome.
Like I have like people just
Yeah.
like encouraging me, like, oh my God, this thing that you did, like, oh my God, this new song and stuff like that. And it's like that kind of um
Keeps you going.
I guess,
Keeps the fire lit.
yeah, it keeps you going, and I guess
Yeah.
the only other thing that I would really say to myself in my younger years is I would say just put the music out, finish that song, you know what I mean? Keep keep, don't sit on your art, as my dad often says,
Yeah.
get it
Yeah.
out. You know what I mean? Get it out and keep putting it out. And that's the lesson that I'm telling myself today. Like this is not the last that you're gonna see of us, and you're gonna be seeing us again, like with new shit fucking very soon after this album is out, because I want to put out as much of our mark as we possibly can, because there's no one to stop us. There's no gatekeepers anymore. We make our own music. We record our own music. We write our own music. We release our own music. We reap the benefits of our work for the first time ever directly.
Yeah.
If I could tell 14-year-old me that, 14-year-old me would be like, that is cool as fuck.
Awesome.
14-year-old me would be fucking stoked. So I would just say, like, yo, keep pumping out those keep pumping out those songs the way that you guys do, because I feel like with this record that we've proven it doesn't take 8 years to make a Wilhelm Scream record, but it takes 2 years of like concentration and passion and love and effort.
Yeah, yeah. Well said, man. And I wish nothing but the best for you guys, and good luck out there on tour. And good luck with the new record once it drops. Thank you so much, Trevor and Ben, for your time.
Thank you,
Really
man.
good
Thank
getting to
thank
know you
you.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's an absolute pleasure. And like I said, good luck with everything, and we'll see you down the road.
Cheers, dude.
Thank you
Thanks
so
so much,
much, man.
man.